This is the stuff that I sent to Claire and to the Villain's Crime. It's a podcast. They claim that they're making a documentary about Natalie. We'll see. So I'm going to show evidence that I sent to them and also the sheer quantity of evidence. These all right here and a bunch more over here are just sound recordings from the last month, showing the abuse that I've had to go through over Natalie Bollinger here in Tillamook and the impossibility that they make it to turn it in. The instructions that I am following are these ones on abuse and neglect. I followed all of the instructions on there and did not result in an advocate. I'll try to send you copies of this because the most important part, and mind you, they gave me the elder abuse stuff, but it's nearly exactly the same as the stuff for disabled people. And where it says to prevent it, it addresses family and friends before it ever addresses me. It also says older person, and I apologize for that, but this is what the Tillamook Adventist Hospital gave me. But also, you'll notice that you have to have somebody there in person for 4 out of 5 of those. Obviously, that's not the best way to show it. I'm just showing it to show you that it exists, obviously. Before we get started, police officers who I tried to turn in refused to do their jobs, obviously. They also retaliated against me for trying to turn them in by trying to paint me as a delusional schizophrenic. I was also prevented from having access to any of those body cameras. I've got a lot of stuff here on the floor. I'm going to pause this a second. I got a lot of stuff here on the floor. This is just the stuff that fits in my fanny pack. Also, this right here is a chest full of evidence. Let me set that down for a second. Papers completely full. Papers completely full. This is a divider to help to keep everything somewhat organized. This is completely full, and the bag underneath it is completely full. This is all just stuff from the jail where I was locked up for 15 months here in Tillamook for trying to turn in abuse over the Natalie Bollinger situation. I'm almost out of cigarettes, so I'm rolling those and making them into these using the top papers. Let's take a look at this stuff here. Leslie Carter Neurological Psychological Evaluation. There's a bunch of them here. There's also some medical papers. Head injury. This is from one of the situations where I was assaulted. I did try to turn it in. I followed the instructions, matter of fact. Let's take a look at this one. We'll go to page 3 in specific because page 3, this is Leslie Carter's evaluation. Like I said, they use history in here, so she writes down a bit of the medical history. And she also wrote down, most recently, 5/25, Mr. Schwartz completed an evaluation at the Oregon State Hospital with Dr. James Pekanu, psychiatrist. Dr. Pekanu diagnosed Mr. Schwartz with a primary diagnosis of PTSD. In his report, Dr. Pekanu discussed his reasons for ruling out diagnoses such as schizophrenia, delusional disorder, bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder, and substance use disorders. So, Obviously, she also writes that I walk with a cane and I have notable difficulty rising from a seated to a standing position. There's some of this that she basically took artistic license on. Um, like this part here where she said that I noted I rarely seek medical care for injuries because I feel unable to receive good care at hospitals and clinics. That's for certainly not what I said. But she talks about Dr. James Pekanu. By the way, she's an autism specialist. Let me pause this. Anyway, Dr. Carter, this is a neuropsychological evaluation. There's one here from years ago. This is from Nebraska, and this is from Marcia Estrada, and I'll post a link to her video too, because it's pretty important. She actually speaks about a lot of my predators because she knows them. And here it says, it does not appear Sean experiences any hallucinations or other psychosis. He does not meet the diagnostic criteria for schizophrenia. There's another one from Dr. Morgan Beckman, MD, same shit, Director, Forensic Evaluation Service, Oregon State Hospital. Here's one from Ashley C. Stoop. I wrote fiction writer because hers is about 90% fiction. Oh, sorry. There's the one that shows the head injury. There's quite a bit of those. Here's medical papers from Haxton Hospital. There's a lot more here. I mean, evaluation after evaluation, stating very specifically that I am neither schizophrenic nor delusional. Now let's take a look at the appointment cards that I have. I got a whole bunch of them. They're appointment cards with Care Incorporated, Shelley Robinson, big old thick stack. Those are appointment cards with Care. Now let's pause this. We're about to get into the actual evidence with Natalie Bollinger to start sending you guys. I'm just letting you know how much of it is. I mean, just one of these. This is just the one. Oh, that's not it. I'll open one of these later. What we're going to get to now is actually Natalie Bollinger's evidence. She wrote to me, and this is from Natalie. I'm trying to set this thing up so that it'll actually show who it's from, too. That phone number no longer works because Natalie's dead. This is Natalie getting a hold of me. This is the first message from her to this phone. She wrote, Sean, it's Natalie. I don't want to call. I don't want to text. This is after she told people that I was mentally ill and not to believe me and not to listen to me, that she was going to fix it. Well, she wasn't trying to fix it. She was trying to destroy my life for telling the truth. She wrote, we need to meet at Starbucks on Pearl if you're free. Let me know if you can. And I wrote back, Natalie, I am scared of you. I don't know the right thing to do, and I don't want you to feel unsafe. Now, this is while she's trying to get a protection order against me. Obviously, I'm not out to get anybody. Natalie, I am scared of you. I don't know the right thing to do, and I don't want you to feel unsafe. I stayed here instead of going to see Moose in North Carolina. His real name is Brett Roloff, and there's also a lot of videos with him and the horrible situation I was in because of him. She wrote, so you wouldn't have to be scared of me being so close. Or I stayed here instead of going to see Moose in North Carolina, so you wouldn't have to be scared of me being so close. Like, I literally thought that she was in Virginia still. And the conversations with me and Moose show that he kept on trying to invite me to go to see him in North Carolina, and I let him know I didn't want to be anywhere near Natalie Bollinger or her family. So there's the context to that part. I also wrote, you being in Boulder scares the shit out of me, and people in Boulder being mean makes it uncomfortable to go there. the police station, or maybe somewhere public that's not Pearl. No, I said police station right there. Or maybe somewhere public that's not Pearl or the library might work. My car is broken, so let me know when and I will try to make it. Now, mind you, at this time, there was no protection order. None. There was no protection order. This was Natalie Bollinger playing victim and doing everything that she could to try to manipulate people into not listening to me. She wrote to me, I just want to talk to you so we can stop fighting and stop all the crazy. We weren't fighting. I was begging her to stop the dogs. All right? I was begging her to get people to leave me alone, to stop treating me like a pedophile, and I'll show you that part too. It had nothing to do with her vagina. She wrote, let me know if you can meet me tomorrow. I wrote, yes, ma'am, what time? And I am scared of Starbucks on Pearl since when you rescued me. That's right, she did rescue me. I wrote, is Starbucks on University and Broadway okay? Or maybe the cop shop? See, I'm still suggesting the police station. I wrote, it would be nice to go to Boulder without fear of being assaulted again. And she already knew I was being assaulted. She was already aware all the way back in November of 2016 that people were assaulting me. She wrote, I don't know what you mean about assaulting you. Yeah, sure. See, she played stupid about every single piece of abuse that I was told to tell her about. I was told basically go to your bullies and ask your bullies to leave you alone. Tell them how it makes you feel. Well, they made fun of me and pretended that I was lying, that I was making it up. Obviously, this isn't made up. She typed, I don't know what you mean about assaulting you. I'll be at the Starbucks on Broadway and University at 2 p.m. Well, it wasn't her. It was a protection order, obviously. But I didn't know that yet. I typed, okay, thank you. I am sorry, Miss Natalie. I really am getting help. Yeah, I was getting help turning her in. That's the thing with Miss Peaches and, or that would be Kayla Trujillo, the lady who gave me a ride this day. I had to walk over 100 blocks. I let Natalie know that I walked 60 blocks, but which she claimed to her buddies that, you know, their messages are all up over this shit. You don't get to see her accusing me of being a child molester or a murderer in any of that. She just continues to pretend that I stalked her, which is what people are assaulting me and pretending that I'm a pedophile and a rapist over. Now, when they took me to the hospital in Virginia, because they didn't arrest me, wait, I should probably just keep reading this, right? Okay, thank you. I am sorry, Miss Natalie. I really am getting help. She types, see you then. December 16th, 2017. This is the day that I was supposed to meet her. I still hadn't had a protection order, and she's offering to meet me. I wanted to meet somewhere public for my safety. It says, I had to walk 60 blocks, but I made it to my ride. I should be in Boulder by noon. Now, of course, she pretends that because I walked to Miss Peach's house to get a ride from Miss Peach's, that it meant that I was walking right by her house. Well, I didn't know she was even in Colorado until this bullshit literally right here. And then in the protection order, you get to see that too in the messages, or the 600 things that were sent. The address that's in there is not her address, and it shouldn't have been on there. They never should have given me her address. Meanwhile, according to Shelley, according to Danica, one of the ex-stepmothers, it's also sent in this evidence. Yeah, pretty obviously, this is a situation where I didn't threaten to kill people. I'm not threatening to kill people. I'm letting them know that people are harming me. This is before Natalie was killed. This is what it was about. It was about me being harmed over things that never happened. Her and her friends were stalking my Facebook. I didn't have YouTube at the time. I had to have help making a Facebook. I had to have help making a YouTube. It says I should be in Boulder by noon. I did invite Miss Chelsea so I can try to calm down before. Yeah, Chelsea was a friend of mine who said she might be able to go with me for my safety, but she didn't. The instructions on the abuse and neglect paperwork that I have been given repeatedly says to go to a friend or family member. I went to repeated friends. Okay, it says I did invite Miss Chelsea so I can try to calm down before I see you. She might not show up, but if she does, she will let us have a one-on-one conversation so I don't get overwhelmed. Thank you so much. And she typed okay. She also typed, I got called into work for 2 hours, so I'm probably going to be there at 3. I hope that still works for you. I typed, yes, ma'am. Thank you for letting me know. Most folks don't show for 3 days, then bitch at me. You are good. Chelsea had to work, so it's just me. She typed, I'm on the way, 30 minutes. There's a little bit of traffic, be there ASAP. I typed, fuck hurrying, drive safe. Now, does that seem like I'm trying to stalk her? Does that seem like I'm somebody who can't take no for an answer? Does this seem at all like it's sexually oriented in the least bit? And does it seem like, I mean, obviously, look at that. Fuck hurrying, drive safe. All I wanted was for her to be safe. Now then, of course, December 28th, 2017. This is after I have the protection order. And I had been contacted by Broomfield PD. And I had spoken with, what's her name? Detective Erica and Detective Hyatt. And they had told me that it would be okay for me to make a missing persons post. They also said that if I messaged Natalie, try to, get her to do something, get a hold of her family, anything like that. Like, this is at 10:48 p.m. on December 28th. This is hours after Kayla Trujillo was going to help me to turn in the people that I was staying with who were ripping me off for my disability money, and help me to turn in Natalie Bollinger and the rest of those people. But instead, on December 28th, I got that call saying she was missing. So it says, Broomfield PD just called me because you are missing. Call your mom, please, or the police. I am scared to help, but if you need a hero or funds to get somewhere safe, just ask. Natalie, because of the restraining order, I am committing felonies to make sure you are safe. Please call your mom. I have government money for Asperger's and some for traveling to my therapist. I can Western Union 400 in the morning. It's all I have. If it will help you get someplace safe, please take it. And here's the very first messages with me and Natalie Bollinger. I had no idea how old she was. This is years after I ran her and her sister off. I hadn't seen them in years, and she and her sister came up with a couple of older gentlemen, and they insisted. One of them gave me a hug. I don't know which. I didn't know their fucking names. So they gave me a piece of paper with their Facebook address on it, and so I messaged her on Facebook like they asked, and then I forgot she existed. All right, that's literally the reality of it. Months later, she saw it. With as many messages as she gets, she would literally have had to type my name 8 months later in order to send me that message. Hey man, I don't know why, but I just saw this. Well, she would have had to scroll an awful lot, or she would have had to literally type my name. And she types to me, I was so excited when I saw you last time. And this is how it started. I mean, we were just friends. But throughout this, you get to see that she thought she was in love with me and a bunch of other crap like that. And I'm sorry I'm talking through this. I should just be click, 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 showing you all of that. But, I mean, this is literally the stuff that I sent to these folks. The stuff that you guys pretend is me being in love with somebody and couldn't take no for an answer. Well, that's certainly not the case. Let me scroll down through this. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here with Natalie, but the ones that I'm looking for in specific, and mind you, she also mentions who her abusers are through this, but I want to go to the here, I'll just pause it till I find. Here's another one of those things where people were telling me that their friends and family members' lives were being threatened. This is, that would have been January of 2018, right after Natalie was killed. Um, so they were trying to get me. My phone, obviously, was an important piece of evidence. Um, all you need to get your phone, and I typed no. She typed, did you accept my friend request? She's the one who got Shelly and Danica, both of Natalie's ex-stepmothers, in contact with me. Well, she got Danica in contact with me. So Danica contacted me, and then Danica had Shelly contact me. But read this part right here, January 11th. It says, so people are mad that I'm helping you. They sent a picture of my 5-year-old son with a noose drawn around his neck saying, kill the N-word kid, people are evil. And there's a bunch of this kind of stuff too. Here's one about one of the car accidents that she got into while I was visiting her in Virginia. At the bottom, like I let her know here, I think you should play the lottery. I'm also sure that I have over 20 friends dead from drinking and driving in the last 5 years. I don't think tomorrow is a good day to go anywhere if you were hurting. And she typed to me, baloney, it's your birthday. I'd really like for you to tell me what kind of cake you like. Also, a gift you want, please. Like, so chocolate cake and what else? At least one more thing, please. I mean, this is obviously, not me trying to touch her naughties. This is me being a concerned friend for somebody who is threatening to kill herself. Here's us planning on meeting up around 12 the next day. I didn't want to go anywhere. Neither did she. Let's see. She couldn't sleep. Let's see. She also wasn't feeling very good. She was overwhelmed with car rides. This is all the stuff before my birthday. Obviously, that's the situation where we stop being friends, and we're going to go forward here because we're going to show the part where I first let Natalie know about the situation. This is November 18th of 2016. I had to unblock her and her sister from YouTube or from Facebook so that I could send her a message letting her know that people were hurting me. Mind you, this is over a year before she was killed. It's over a year before I sent her that message when she first contacted me with her telephone, letting me know that that she wanted to meet with me. It says, well, I am safe in Nebraska. Pretty sure sorry won't help, but wanted you to know I was safe. Since I was having a panic attack about not getting to talk to you, you could have done something before I freaked out. But after 5 days of no sleep, I needed it to stop. Now, she was aware I was dehydrated, and there's messages about that. You guys can read them. You have access to them. And if you guys want access to these, shit, just send me a friggin' email and I will literally forward this entire packet to you guys. No joke. Now, none of this fits the narrative of A&E. There's also all of the stuff in here where she talks about her drug addiction, which A&E wanted to intentionally forget about. I also typed, I need it to stop. I am glad you won't ever have to know what that feels like. Now, here's the thing. At this point, her friends and her family and Maddie's druggie customers had been literally trying to bully me into killing myself. Now, at this point, the only people that I had verification of was Maddie Boa and her druggie friends, and I was able to verify Tim Beeson later on. They were also making fake accounts to harass me, and specifically it was Maddie Boa's friends who were assaulting me in person at this point. Anyway, I let her know that I wasn't willing to, uh, let me see, Maddie, let's see, I needed it to stop. I am glad you won't ever have to know what that feels like, and also that it's not your fault I have panic attacks. And it's not. It also says, Maddie stopped talking to me, and 3 people in Boulder threatened to assault me over how creepy what happened was. Now, what they want to consider assault in Colorado, what people were saying and doing to me at the time, is actually literally considered an assault. But that doesn't matter. What matters is she didn't care. So after this, I had to try to go to mandatory reporters. Hey, these people are getting a hold of me. They're threatening to kill me. By January, I was sent to the hospital on a mental health hold, or quote unquote suicide watch. Well, they only held me for 2 hours because I wasn't trying to kill myself. I was trying to get help stopping abuse, and the people at the hospital sent me to Nicole Peralta. She did not stop the abuse, by the way. Let's see. And what hurts me too, uh, and that hurts me too. I'm not a mean person or a rapist, so I left Boulder. So she knows I'm literally informing her of what people are doing to me. I also wrote, so I left Boulder. I don't want to be where people are mean to me. When I say I love you, it's as a friend. Okay, here's the thing. I was going out of my way through all of this to try not to give her the wrong impression, doing everything that I could. But that's not how they played it, is it? No, they wanted to pretend that I was stalking her and couldn't take no for an answer. I wrote, when I say I love you, it is as a friend, and I don't think I'll ever think of you as anything else. Now, there's a bunch of messages where she says she loves me. I also have the messages from the flip phone between us. Her and her sister both typed the same shit, that they love me a lot. You don't invite people out for their birthday and insist on giving them a cake and presents for their birthday if they're stalking you. You don't tell them your personal secrets if they're stalking you. November 20th, I typed, having people I care about drop me off like I never meant anything to them is the reason I have panic attacks. Now, mind you, it wasn't just her. A lot of people just immediately threw me away like I was garbage. And the ones that threw me away like I was garbage, those were basically the nice ones. Because other ones were threatening to kill me and my friends and family and assaulting me, obviously. So I let her know that. I also wrote, I needed a friend. I won't kill myself over you. I will over you not, let's see what it says, over you not caring. And that's the thing, is that I was letting her know that people were harming me. They were harming me for things I never did. And when she blocked me, I went to the police. I went to a lot of different people. I went to mental health. I went to Brenda Dickinson. I went to a lot of different people. Um, your family won't be in. Your family won't be scared anymore. I won't be in pain all the time, and it won't matter that I wasn't worth talking to. See, the thing is, I needed her to stop playing victim. That's all I needed. I needed her to understand that people were physically harming me because she was pretending that I stalked her, and the evidence shows she was not stalked. After I left Virginia, I had no intention of ever talking to Natalie Bollinger or Alicia Bollinger again. And after Maddie Boa got a hold of me and was real fucking nasty about the situation, I never had any intention of ever contacting her again. All 3 of them were blocked on my Facebook. Now, this one right here, people were sending me evidence, and this is just part of I literally took what was sent to me, and they were saying that they possibly knew who killed Natalie Bollinger right here. And since they were saying that, I literally just went down my friends list and clicked on literally every single thing for like probably 200 messages and sent it out to all of them. Like I needed people to stop assaulting me. Before Natalie was killed, I was assaulted at least 7 times before she was killed for crimes I didn't commit. And I was prevented from seeing my friends and family. And I got treated like all of this is a bunch of delusions. Please help. Now, this place that claims that they're going to help me, the Villains Crime or whatever they call themselves, like, obviously, this is too complicated of a situation. But all of these people wanted to gaslight me by calling me mentally ill because it does work, especially if you're young and pretty. But the fact is, we were not friends until she was an adult. The one time that I interacted with them before they were 18, they had 2 men with them, grown men with beards, and this is literally years after I had run them off for the inappropriateness down there under the library. They also thanked me for running them off, by the way, and claimed they were embarrassed because I thought something happened that didn't. No, what I saw was them in sleeping bags with grown men. Of course I said something. Well, you guys pretend I'm some sort of sicko pedophile. It's gross. Obviously, we've got evidence that I did contact her to let her know because I was told to. We can't do anything unless you tell them to leave you alone. Like, that's pretty complicated because they're harming me over crimes that I didn't commit by a girl who wants to pretend that these are lies or delusions, apparently. Now, this is the first video to send to the people at the Villains Crime or whatever. They said that they're going to try to get 2 videos for me. The first one is the video of, and hopefully the entire video, of the conversation between myself and the detectives in Natalie's case. Because obviously they told me that I wouldn't be allowed access to it, but they will sell it to A&E, who lied through their entire thing. They intentionally left out parts, like Natalie's drug addiction, or the severe amount of cruelty that her family put both her and me through. The next video, I'll be showing you guys evidence of people here in Tillamook still abusing me years later, still using Natalie as an excuse. Now, while you guys want to pretend that I'm a horrible person, keep in mind that there are a lot of messages from people threatening to kill me and my friends and family. They made multiple accounts pretending to be my friends and family before Natalie was killed. And they continue to do so, just so you know.